I pray. I pray, but I'm still struggling. Does God hear me? I tithe religiously, but I'm still struggling. Does God hear me? And then I read this book and realized maybe I wasn't listening.
Contrary wins. For those who want to give up but need to know greater is coming. Buy now on He Did Not.
What up, y'all? So a lot of people have been asking me how to get their music on my brand, Viral Hip Hop News. I think I got away. I'm going to start doing music video reactions for independent artists. If you're interested, email me at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com for details. What up, y'all? It's your man Sam Ant here at Viral Hip Hop News. Do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, and subscribe to the brand, Viral Hip Hop News. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Before we get to the proceedings this evening, you see our superhero gear scrolling across your screens as we speak. Listen, what is better than superhero children? Black superhero children. Go to SKEEOClothing.com and support SKEEOClothing. Show kindness, elevate everyone. It's not just a brand, it is a way of life. Go support the brother right now. All right, a couple days ago, we seen on social media, it's been kind of talked about throughout the airwaves the last couple of days, the confrontation between Vlad and one Marlon Wayans. Now, if you're listening to this now, I'm sure you know all the nuts and bolts and everything that has happened in between them going back and forth about an interview. I'm assuming that Vlad reached out to Marlon Wayans to do an interview. Obviously, Vlad throws a couple dollars to people. That's how he gets people on there. Marlon said $40K. Vlad got upset and started crying on social media, and then they started going at one another. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here to talk about what he said and retweets and shit like that, even though for you guys and for journalistic purposes, I'm going to go ahead and throw the tweets out there so you guys can kind of see, if you don't know, exactly what's been going on between the back and forth. But the reason why I want to talk about this subject in particular, being in the podcast game since 2018, establishing these platforms, my cousin and I, on our own independently, with our own coin, on our own strength. Nobody got beat up and no settlement money. We were never rappers or former athletes or anything like that. Just two brothers from a small town in New Jersey with a grind in our heart and spirit and a couple talents here and there, and we put it together. We doing our thing, man, and I think that we've definitely stayed and put our name in a game when it comes to hip-hop podcasting and hip-hop journalism, right? So the reason why I'm talking about this is because when we talk about money as it pertains to interviews, this is why, one of the reasons why the game is fucked up. And Vlad is one of the people that are responsible of it. Talk about culture vulture and all the shit you want. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm talking about why we don't get quality interviews anymore. And it's so much more about money, and it so much highlights the bullshit that we are subjected to when it comes to this social media, how we absorb content and how content is now created. It's less about creation, it's more about money, more about views, more about attention, and less about creativity, less about the art, less about the craft that goes behind it. There used to be an exceptional dynamic between the person who interviewed and the person being interviewed. Now the person being interviewed wants to have the podcast themselves and wants to do all this extra shit, and the person interviewing wants to find the nastiest or juiciest part of the interview so that they can put it up and get clicks and views, because that's what the people want. The cycle is absolutely disgusting. You see what's going on? And it was around the time, I just have to say it, when the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast really started kicking ass out here and really started getting these interviews, quality interviews. I feel like people up top was like, who the fuck are these dudes? We don't know them. They're not athletes. They weren't in the industry. They weren't this. They weren't that. Who are these dudes able to get this quality content and be able to just put out this type of content? Who the F are these dudes? Let's start paying people so that we can start kind of changing the flow, and now we can have artists or people being interviewed expecting to be paid for information, which is why we don't get Big Boy and Black Sam interviews too far and few in between. That was an exceptional interview, but we don't see those type of interviews no more because we got one side paying an absurd amount of money for the other side, and then we got a bunch of bullshit, and we don't have good stories. We don't have good interviews. We don't have good dynamic and good chemistry going on between the person that's interviewing and the person being interviewed, because it's all about money and clicks and views. Let me get mine. Let me get mine instead of let one hand wash the other. And if you notice, the quality of interviews, correct me if I'm wrong, have gone in the toilet the last 3 years. And in my opinion, from being inside, from the inside looking out, this is why I think quality of interviews has gone downhill, because you got people like Vlad, people like other platforms, and I'm just going to leave it to Vlad right now because he's the person, a part of the topic of conversation between him and Marlon Wayans, are one of the people who are the problem when they feel like, okay, let me throw out 5-10 racks, get these people on because they wouldn't come to me if I didn't. Let me go ahead and exploit them because I paid them. I'm going to ask them what the F I want, and then I'm going to put it out for the masses to absorb. And this is the way and the new wave of how we're going to do interviews. So now you got any old Joe F and Smo with a couple dollars that think that they could throw money toward people and they're going to bring them on. On the flip side, you got people who don't deserve the money that they're asking for straight off of a return on investment value. What sense does it make to give somebody, like, I'm not going to throw his name out there, Turk, 5-6 racks to do an interview when you're not going to return that investment? And this is what Vlad is crying about, because now people have caught on to his game and they're doing the same thing he's doing, and they realize, hey, no, it does not matter what your name is, Vlad. As long as you got green behind you, some of these suckers will go on and interview with anybody. And that's the problem with what we have. I'm not mad at Marlon Wayans. I don't know if we asked Marlon Wayans for an interview. Hell, he might throw us a $40K charge out there as well. I know Snoop did. I know people are out here are really asking for $40,000 worth of interviews, and in my opinion, it's not worth it for our platforms because we're not going to get the return on investment. We're not going to get $40,000 or above back from that interview. We're not going to get anything close. Vlad doing the views that he did, he might get a little closer to that. But now that other people are catching on, you see Vlad is kind of going lower and lower down the totem pole when it comes to these interviews and people coming on. Just pay attention, people. Just pay attention. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Appreciate y'all sticking around. For me, basically venting. This was a vent session for me because I really feel like, and I've really felt this way the last couple of years, that the quality of interviews have gone in the toilet and the level of good interviews have decreased substantially because of how the game has shifted on all sides of the spectrum. Let me know if you agree in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. Subscribe to the brand. Like the video. If you deem it worthy for a share, I'd appreciate it if you did so right now. I love each and every one of y'all, man. We're going to keep doing what we do here on Viral Hip Hop News. We're only going to get bigger and better and stronger, only evolve from here. I'm not playing any games, man. We're going to take this. This is more than a hip-hop platform, and I'm going to show you guys each and every day. But until next time, until next story, Sam Ant, Viral Hip Hop News. I love each and every one of y'all. Love yourselves, man. And I'm out of here. Peace.